I guess a little explanation of who's supposed to be on that board and why we haven't been attending. Maybe my information's wrong, but hopefully we can get somebody on there that actually makes it to them meetings and gives us some representation, especially if they're a nominated position. I feel if you were willing to take that position, you need to give us just representation. So I'm not sure who that is, but a little explanation would be nice.
Looking for the
Yeah, I'm looking for that.
page 60.
Yeah, I just got to the list, but which one's that labeled under?
That's under the,
It's not transportation.
Should go with emergency.
yeah,
Emergency Management Commission or?
It hazmat.
It's a hazmat team that meets over in Mason City, if I'm informed correctly.
North Central Regional Response Commission delegate,
Oh.
that's what it is, and that's Roger,
Yeah, I was
Currently
at the
on.
last meeting,
so we could,
but it should actually be with emergency management because it's under the same.
okay, Well, we
It's
can-
Really, it works.
thank you
together.
for your comments, we can evaluate that when we discuss later on.
It actually is together.
Anything else for public discussion?
Yeah, today's the day you guys pick a chair. And I get around, I talk to a lot of people, and ain't nobody likes the present day chair. And what I was told several weeks ago, the three amigos, they, want a new policy, who's ever co-chair becomes chair. Well, Mr. Nath is presently co-chair, so in my eyes, he should step up and be chair. But I talked to him yesterday, and he was thinking, but he stated he would like to be a year of a co-chair, then he'd feel a lot more comfortable stepping into chair position, which, in my eyes, Jack, like says he's got a lot to do, he's honest, he don't want it, so why make him do it? Roger's done an excellent job for years. Josh, don't know much about him. My book, he's like, Mr. Nath, give him a year. Mr. Nath already said he don't want it. Mr. Stecker, everybody I talk to, no offense, nobody likes you, you're a strutting peacock, you're trying to run the county the way you wanna run it. You guys
That's you.
kicked Roger out because he had a simple misdemeanor, assault charge, which the judge had sentenced and said she would have charged him. Which, so you guys kicked him out because of a simple misdemeanor. Well, boys, your present chair, public knowledge, has a simple misdemeanor for giving alcohol to minors years past. It's in the records. So you ought to kick him out also. So in my eyes, if that doesn't matter, Roger ought to be reinstated as chair, put Mr. Nath as co-chair, that way he's got some good upbringing for a year, and then run our county right the way it should be. That's just my opinion, but I get a lot of opinion from a lot of people. So, thank you for your time, gentlemen.
Appreciate your opinion, Galen. Please keep personal, I guess, comments for outside the boardroom though.
Everything I stated is public knowledge.
Oh, I know it is.
Anything further for public discussion? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda and minutes.
So moved.
Thank you, we have a motion on the floor, is there a second?
1 second.
We have a second to that motion. Any discussion on the agenda or minutes? Hearing none, roll call vote please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nat,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes, motion carried unanimous. Next up is discussion, decision, review and approval of the claims. Would there be a motion to that effect?
So moved. Oh,
Roger.
Roger raised his hand.
Makes a motion, either of you
I
want
can
a
second it, that's fine.
Okay. Any discussion on the claims? When I was looking through the drainage claims, I did see Martin Kramer, DD 90 for $1,000 for damages. Does anyone know what that's for?
Nope. That's
Otherwise-
DD9.
DD 9, yep, sorry. Misspoke there.
Doesn't ring a bell.
I don't know.
I don't know anything about it, but we, can we get Marge in to
Yep.
check with her on that?
Yes.
Cause I didn't know of any engineered project on that, and we've never paid crop damages for simple repair requests, so I didn't know what that was for.
I don't either.
Where's DD on that?
That's why I was just gonna see if I could find it on the map.
South and west. Is that Algona?
You think it's south of Avona?
Is it? Was it in your area again?
Matt says he's got a farm over by Woodward, so they'd be either.
Do you know the DD 9 damages?
Drain 9 is a trustee drain, and they had some
Okay.
repairs done, and
Okay,
that bill.
so that's their own, they voted
Yep,
on
they
that?
approved all
Okay.
that, and
Okay,
it was just missed the last time, so we finished.
That's the one that has their own.
Yep.
Okay.
Their own trust.
where's that at, do you know?
We don't know.
Oh, it's over by Woodward,
Whittemore, okay.
okay. Okay,
Any other questions?
I think that's all I had, anything else from the
Thank you,
board?
Marge.
Okay.
Thanks. Roll call vote please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes, motion carried, unanimous. Next up is acknowledging employee wages for the 2023 calendar year. Has everyone reviewed them? They're in our packet. Scroll. Otherwise, let the record reflect we acknowledge wages and these stamped.
I changed it already.
You did?
Yep.
Perfect.
Last week I wanted to make sure it went
You
to
changed the year
2024.
too, right?
What?
You changed the year.
Yes, I wanted to make sure it went to 2024, that's why.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing to double check.
That way we don't go through the first meeting with the wrong years.
Yeah.
These fold around the rest of you guys.
Is it just the one packet?
Yeah, just for one thing. Wages. Next up is cash on hand. We've got $0 for the auditor, $200 for the recorder, 0 for the sheriff, right? And treasurer has 35, 26, and 21 cents. I would entertain a motion to approve the cash on hand reports.
So moved.
I have a motion by Nath, I'll second. Any discussion? Roll call vote please.
Plath, Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Motion carried unanimous.
Sorry.
You're fine. We got two for the sheriff or just one?
The other one's for, the end of the quarter, so I'll do
okay.
that when we do the court reports.
I was thinking we always had a couple copies to sign.
Yeah.
That works. Alright, well. Let's get that done. I would entertain a motion to conclude business for 2023. Josh, motion?
Yeah.
Squeaky motion.
Correctly.
Do we have a second to that? I'll second it. Any discussion? A roll call vote, please.
Plath, Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Business for 2023 is concluded. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Next item up is, nominations for chairman and vice chair.
I'd make a motion to leave positions as is for now, with Supervisor Stecker as chairman and myself as vice chairman.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and second on the floor. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
No.
Jerks,
No.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Motion carried, 3-2. Phil, you are up.
Wait, you
Why didn't the
Okay.
chairman ask for the nominations before he?
We had a motion and a second on the floor. There was
Doesn't
no
matter,
discussion.
there's always other nominations made.
Okay.
Are there any other nominations?
I nominated Roger Jerks, chairman, Carter Nash, vice chairman.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor for Roger as chair and Carter as vice chair. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
We have a second. Is there any discussion on the motion?
I don't know how we can do this because you already called for a vote for the other one. So what are you gonna do? You gonna rescind that one?
I have to vote on the motions as they're
No,
made.
but it's not the normal order, it's not the right order of business. I don't know, you messed up by not asking for the nomination before you ask for a vote.
The motion and second should fail because it was already voted on. You shouldn't need to vote on it because already the appointment had been made.
Well, you guys wanted to make a motion and second, so would you like to vote on it or not?
That's up to the chair.
I'm gonna say the motion fails due to the previous motion. Business was already acted on. For the new year, I would call the meeting for 2024 to order. Phil, you're ready for your update. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Phil?
Give myself a copy.
Here, you can have mine, we'll share.
Here, you can have mine.
Saving paper.
Thank you. There.
Okay.
I'm sure he'll start here, so
Yeah,
we'll
okay.
put that under.
Okay,
Things are starting to quiet down a little bit with EMS. Things are kind of settling into place since the first 6 months of the new transition to county. So things are going good. Staff is good. Things are in a good place right now, other than being short-staffed, which isn't just us. It's a common thing in the healthcare world that we have issues with staffing. But a few things that are going on. Transfers, still having problems finding beds, so our transfer numbers are still down from where we used to be. I did put in some numbers in here, July, August, September, for the first 6 months. You see they range from 16 to 23. Normally we averaged around 25 transfers a month. So you can see we're down a little bit, which also affects our revenue. As you can see, our revenue from Kossuth County currently stands at 22,000. We projected a budget of 50,000 from Kossuth Regional. So we're at 22, so we're not at 50%. Also, within the agreement we have with Kossuth Regional, it said the first 3 months we have full pay. The last 3 quarters was at 50% rate, if you remember that from the contract. So we should be ahead of the 25 now to be on track. So we're gonna be behind on that in our budget come at the end of the year, but it's out of our control. You know, it is what it is for bids right now. We'll make adjustments within the budget to make sure that we don't overspend and we absorb that decrease there within the system. So advisory council, the last time we met was in November the 14th. We didn't set an exact date for our next meeting, other than it would be the first part of January, to work on budgeting and also discuss the final transition steps for both the city of Algonah and the city of Sway City. Back in November, our discussion focused on our current budget numbers, closing out FY23 and where we're at in FY24. We also discussed where the new systems are at after the first few months and how things are going and where we can improve going there. So recently we did meet with the city of Algonah regarding funds due to Kossuth County in the closing of the books there. We should have these numbers finished soon. Also starting to work with Sway City on their numbers for the final transfers. So we had some discrepancies we're trying to clean up as far as where numbers are exactly. So I don't have exact numbers where we're at coming into Kossuth County from those 2 communities, but I'm hoping to get that wrapped up this week, if not the first part of next week. Call revenue has been coming in consistent now. As I said, the first 3 months of this fiscal year, we had 0 revenue coming in from calls, just due to the lag of insurance claims coming in, which we expected that to happen. Starting in October, we did start to receive revenues, so we're on track there to where we should be. EMS training day, been working on that. We do have a date set now. February 24th, that'll be an all-day event. Do have some of the instructors lined up, so trying to get that all finalized so we can get flyers out, brochures out for people to attend. We do have a semi lab coming in from Iowa City that day, so that'll be a 2-hour event. We'll invite Kossuth Regional to participate in that if they choose to, on their nursing staff and some of their docs. So should be a good event, should be well attended. So we're looking forward to that. Staff, as I said, we do have a staff shortage. The positive thing, we have 2 openings left, and I do have 2 quality applicants right now. So there's light at the end of the horizon that we may actually have to be fully staffed here in the near future, which will be a very good thing. Budgets, I do have the ME budget completed on my side. We do have that set to work on this Friday. So other than that, getting final approval, we should be good there. Still working on the EMS budget, still don't have all the revenue numbers for that yet to get that finished up. As soon as I get that, and we get that finished up, then we'll set an advisory council meeting and then get that to you guys. I'm in the process of moving my office. I'm no longer gonna have an office across the street. I'll move out to EMS facility there. It makes sense now that it's a county-owned system of county employees versus having city employees, me working for the whole county. I'll still be able to assist all the services within the county, but with the number of staffing, so currently we have 39 staff under me, so it's quite a few staff running around, not having any supervision on site, so it'll be a good move. Just need to get it finished up and get out there, so that'll be happening in the near future. ME department, I did give you guys a handout on ME department. As you can see there, just kind of threw some numbers together. So we started the ME department in July 1 of 2021, so we have 2 years in, but the ME department does run calendar year, how the state runs that. So 2021, we did have 6 months of actual numbers. As you can see, what came into our office was 13 deaths. 2022, we had 73 total. In 2023, we're at 167. So what that tells us is why the state was on us to make a change within the ME department. That's how many cases were not getting reported to the ME office that were happening in the county. So we'll find out in the next 3 weeks. The state will give us a report saying how many actual people passed away in Kossuth County in 2023. We can compare that to the numbers that were actually reported to us and see where we're missing things at now. So
The declines, how come that went up so high?
Declines prior to 2021, those were never reported to anybody. The problem with declines is not everything that people think are declines are declines. I guess is the best way to put it.
What is a jurisdiction decline?
So if it's a death that occurs in a facility, a hospice, something like that, we can decline jurisdiction and not tend to that death. The issue is even if they are in a facility, but the death is caused by something else, for example, a fall or some kind of traumatic injury, those have to be investigated.
Sure.
We were missing those. As far as how we handle that, jurisdiction declines don't take us very long. We still have to do paperwork with those. We do not have to actually go on scene, so those usually take an hour to do. So it's not a huge expense to do declines, but it is something that state requires that we do now.
I was gonna ask you, how you coming with the internal loan and that we made to start out the year?
We paid that back.
You get that all paid back?
Yeah, Tammy,
Weeks
that was
weeks or a month ago, at
a
least,
couple
probably.
months ago, I believe it was.
Might be
wasn't it?
longer than a month.
So it was sufficient.
What's that?
It was sufficient to get you started?
Yes, and actually, we've been running our budget very tight this first 6 months because we know that it's a long time until April when we receive the second half of our revenue. To run 9 months of a year on 6 months of an income is tough to do if you're not running your budget very tight. We have been doing that. Number-wise, we're setting very good. We should be okay to make April. I'm saying okay, I'm not gonna say positively we'll make it to April, but hopefully we're in a position where we can. And also to have a balance at the end of the year sufficient enough to start next year without having to do another inter loan again, so. That's kind of our goal. I know that's a big task in 1 year to achieve that, but we're on track to do that right now.
You are, that's gonna be tough,
So,
because you had no fund balance to start with.
and like I say, Kossuth regional numbers are gonna be down from where we expected. Call revenue is still up in the air where we're gonna end up with that, so. But we're shooting for that. We'll see what happens, but we may make it.
I know in visiting with people involved in Kossuth County EMS, they're looking forward to having your office out at the facility there.
It's
I
time,
think that'll be a good thing,
yeah, it's
Yeah.
time.
yeah.
So to build that office, we're looking at constructing one wall and a door. So it's gonna be a pretty inexpensive
Right.
move, I would hope. Tammy was out there, we did take Tammy out there and showed her what we were doing and looked at it and stuff. And she actually come up with some ideas that we hadn't thought of, so it was good to bring her out there.
Bless you.
Well, any questions, thoughts for Phil?
Otherwise,
Thanks for your report.
You bet, thank you.
Happy
thanks,
New
Phil.
Year.
Yep, happy New Year.
I'll be around, I got this new one coming up in a little while too.
Okay.
Next up is approving the holiday schedule for 2024. That was in everyone's packet. Is there any, motion to that effect or questions, comments? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve the holiday schedule.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you. I'll second that. Any discussion on the motion?
No changes?
There was a change from this last year. Christmas Eve is added in there. We have done half-day Christmas Eve in the past. This last year it was on a weekend, so we didn't have it in. This year we put it in
It's on
for
a
a full day
Tuesday.
because it's on a Tuesday. So so we did add Christmas Eve.
So you're gonna work on the whole day off on Christmas Eve
We'll have the whole day off. Courthouse will be closed
instead of
Christmas
the
Eve.
half day that we
Yes.
had?
Yes,
You'll be open the 23rd though,
yes.
on Monday.
Yeah,
No.
correct.
Yeah, this is requested by department heads every year, so. Any further discussion or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
No,
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes, motion carries 4-1. Next up is the official newspapers for 2024. We have the Kossuth County Advance, Bancroft Register, and Sway City Herald have all submitted letters.
These are the same three that we had for last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Do we need to make a motion separately, or is that
No, it's for all.
All three.
for all three?
I'll move to approve all three.
Okay, Roger made a motion. Is there a second to that?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion on the motion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yeah,
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Thank you. Next up is the construction evaluation resolution for hog buildings.
The matrix.
Yep,
Yeah.
master matrix. Would be in our packet as well. Is there any questions? Otherwise, I would entertain resolution to approve resolution 102-2401.
I'd move to approve it.
Okay, we have a motion by Nath, I'll second. To approve resolution 102-2401. Any discussion on the motion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Motion carried unanimous. Next up is the depositories.
You wanna get Nick or?
I think he was back, or.
Or was he or
It
Warren?
was,
Yeah.
You just want the bag.
Yeah, thank you.
sure. I don't remember if he usually says anything for this one or not.
Usually Nick gives us a brief summary of what he did.
This doesn't need a stamp or anything, just sign. Yep. Thanks. Did you have any, overview you wanted to give us on the depositories? We're up to that for resolution.
No, just,
Same.
they're the same as they've been for a long time, except some of the bank names have changed, like.
Yep,
Things like that, but no, we should be good.
okay, well,
Thanks.
thank you. I would entertain a motion to approve the depositories for treasurer by resolution 1/02/2402.
So move.
Have a, thanks, we have a motion on the floor, is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion on the motion or the depositories? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yeah.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes, motion carried unanimous. Thank you. Next up is the depositories for sheriff and recorder by resolution 01/02/2403. It's also in your packet. Is there any questions, or I would entertain a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve the depositories for the recorder and sheriff.
Okay, thanks.
I'll second.
We have thanks, we have motion and second on the floor for the depositories for recorder and sheriff. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath, Jerks,
Yeah.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Thank you. Next up is resolution 1/02/2404, authorizing the auditor to issue checks for payment. Is there motion to approve that?
There's a correction from what you
Oh,
see on
yep,
your,
in the packet.
in the packet.
Under item number 3, in our packet, it has up to $20 per day for meals. Our policy is $20 per meal, so that just one word needed to be changed there. So I would entertain a motion to approve
Approve the change.
Approve the
the
resolution.
resolution.
It's just a typo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Thank you. I'll second. Any discussion on the motion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Motion carried unanimous. Thank you. Next is the eminent domain commission.
Where we were able to fill the 2 spots. John Cortenber and Ron Beatty both agreed to fill those 2 city spots. So, otherwise the list is the same as what you saw before.
Could you email the updated list to me?
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. I'll make a motion to approve the eminent domain commission with the
Okay.
added changes. Or
Okay,
Ro-
yep,
Roger.
and Roger second, thank you. Any discussion on the motion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
yes,
Stecker.
Yes. Motion carried unanimous as presented.
You got a question?
Matt has his
Oh.
hand up.
Yep,
Eminent domain commission a separate, board from the compensation commission?
yes,
It's
so
separate.
what this, there's a list of names here,
Like
various positions, realtor, farmers, people that live in different cities. If there is any eminent domain, which is potential with the pipeline, obviously, so I'm sure that's why you're asking. These individuals could be called to set what that price is, basically. So it's not the state setting it or us setting it or whatever, it's the individuals on this list that would decide and determine that
At
price.
some of the state meetings, they said you have to go in front of the compensation board, that's why I asked.
This would be what they're referring to. We have a different compensation board, but this is what they're referring to, yep. Galen?
I just have a question on, back on your holidays, you said that Tammy, there's a, whatever, not a typo, but you're gonna have all day Christmas off? Are you also gonna do that for New Year's?
That's Christmas Eve.
Yeah, they have all day Christmas off, or all day Christmas Eve day off, correct, on Tuesday? Are you guys doing that for New Year's Eve day too, or no?
I think it was on there, yeah.
No, just New
I don't think New
Year's
Year's
Day.
Eve.
Just New Year's Day,
New Year's
Okay,
Eve
it
will be
was
a
Christmas
Tuesday.
Eve.
yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you'd follow, cause normally if you do Christmas Eve, you copy it for New Year's, I was just curious if that's what you did for that, for next year too.
I mean,
Thank you.
Right. I went by that. Yeah, no, it's just New Year's Day.
okay.
We voted on this earlier, yeah. Okay, next up is mileage reimbursement rate for business travel. Here in our packets, the IRS mileage rate for 2024 is 67 cents. I would entertain motion.
I'll move to set the mileage reimbursement rate for county business travel at the recommended, or at the listed IRS rate, I should say.
I'll second.
Okay, Josh seconds, thanks. Any discussion on the motion?
Guys, I still got a question about supervisors. To drive to the courthouse on Tuesdays for work. I thought, my understanding was that years ago, you had to, it was done because you would, maybe go out and drive roads and do stuff and do some investigative work in order to be paid, but just no other elected official gets paid just to drive to the courthouse for a meeting. And,
Jack, I believe that's in the code. If you would like a analysis of that, you could request that from Todd, but
I think the point is all necessary business travel, like if Roger drives, being a ride, drive from Laverne or Tyke or Soy City or wherever, it's necessary to come to the courthouse to conduct business, I think is what kinda is outlined in the code. But
any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote please.
Plath, Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Motion carried unanimous. Next up is approval of food and lodging direct bill for Kossuth County employees, for charging hotel and food. I would entertain a motion to approve.
So
We have motion by Josh, I'll second. Any discussion on the motion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes, motion carried unanimous. Next up is the rate for rate for lodging for out of county inmates. Looks like our sheriff is looking to keep that the same at $50 per day. Do you know if he's coming over for that or?
No.
Okay. Otherwise, if there's any questions or motion to approve? Okay, Roger, thanks. We have a motion on the floor, is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion on the motion?
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't wanted to increase that at all because of, how prices of everything have
A lot of
gone up.
them just keep that,
It's
consistent because,
reciprocity.
yeah,
Okay,
if,
so the other
if
ones
we
are all
raise it-
about 50. Okay,
if we
okay,
raise
that
it,
makes
then our
sense
neighbors raise it and
Yeah.
you're all, at the end of the day, you're just exchanging
Gotcha.
dollars. So,
Gotcha.
as long as it's not substantially out of whack of how many we're holding for them versus they're holding for us
Sure.
type deal, it's pretty much a wash, so.
Okay.
Any further thoughts or discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Motion carried unanimous. Next up is prior authorization claim spending limit. Would entertain any discussion or motion here.
I'll move to leave it, the authorization claim spending limit at $5,000 as currently set.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor, is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, any discussion on the motion?
You gonna make an exception for the county engineer, or how you gonna handle it?
Is that how it's currently set though? Or we need to include that again? That's a good point though.
I think you better put a codicil on the motion.
You wanna amend the motion then?
Would you
Put a
like
codicil
to
on the
amend your
motion
motion?
and add to it.
It'd be your
Oh,
motion.
yeah. Yeah, I'll amend the motion to leave it as we currently have it then, with
For the engineer,
accepting the engineer from that.
okay. Are you friendly to that,
Who made the
amendment?
second?
I think I made the second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Does this include the board of supervisors?
It is
Yeah.
elected officials and department heads.
Going forward, I think the board should consider changing that as, if a board member wants to spend money, you should have prior board approval or okay versus surprises after the fact.
I think would that have to be done in a different,
That's
or in like a,
not really for,
I don't know how you would. That'd be a different,
if that was requested by the board, we could have a separate agenda item for addressing board spending. This really isn't the time for public comments on everything, but I'll entertain one last comment.
I just thought supervisor was less.
No,
I thought we didn't want the 5,000 anymore, whatever we could spend, and we were less at one time, no? Or is that just strictly for what we could spend for drainage? That was strictly for drainage, correct?
drainage is actually higher than 5,000.
Yeah, but I thought we were way high and we cut it down lower, that way we had to get permission from the board before we did big projects.
When the law changed and expanded the threshold for repairs, it went to like 120, 130,000 for repairs. We set the limit at 50,000 to match with the public hearing. So it's still 10 times this, but
Okay, so,
No.
I got something else in my head, then, sorry.
we do have a motion and second on the floor. Any further discussion from the board?
Please read the motion.
It was amended, motion by Nass, second by Wactor to amend to leave the spending limit for any one item of $5,000 to leave as currently have with the exception for the county engineer.
Thank you.
Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes, motion carried, unanimous. Medical examiner, deputy medical examiners and medical death investigators is next. Phil, did you wanna say anything, or you got,
Yeah, I do
Letter.
have a signed form from Dr. Yelly. Dr. Yelly has agreed to
perfect,
continue as the medical examiner. Again, that appoints under him as the deputy examiners, the other physicians, and then the investigators.
Yep.
That we have. The reason I waited to get that to you is they're trying to hire another physician, so I was hoping to get that on this list. And I have to do an amendment in the next week or two, but we'll have to add another one if that happens.
well, thanks anyway. Any questions from the board? Otherwise, I'd entertain a motion to approve. Roger moves and I'll second that. Any discussion on the motion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath, Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Motion carried unanimous. Do you need that signed, Phil? Just for ours? It just got,
I have to get board minutes and stuff from
you
Tammy
send
to
minutes
send
to
the
them?
state.
Okay.
Thanks, Phil.
I'll let you have that for your records there. Thanks, Phil. Next up is, conservation board member. Any discussion on that? Otherwise, entertain.
Yeah, I was contacted by Steve Young. He requested
Okay.
to renew his commission, his appointment to the commission. I also talked to Kendall Stubing about it, and he said the same, that they would like to keep him on. He's been doing a lot of good, so.
So
Make the
you
motion
make-
to approve.
We have a motion on the floor for Steve Young,
Second motion.
and we have a second now. Any discussion on the motion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Motion carried unanimous. Is Marge coming in for drainage, or
I
do we just
don't.
have the one?
Yeah, I don't think so unless you want
Okay,
her to.
I don't think we need her for this.
Okay.
Call Doug up, cause he'll be ready.
Yeah, you could probably give Doug a call.
1001.
101. Excellent.
Or
Push-
100.
Push two
Just-
zeros.
Just hang up quick. There we go.
Yeah, morning Doug, we're ready for you in the boardroom. Alright, thanks.
Okay, I would make a motion to appoint Jim Hudson and Bob Goodwin, or Robert Goodwin, as our drainage attorneys for 2023. There'd be a,
2024.
or 2024, sorry. Would there be a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
Any discussion on our drainage attorneys? They're the two we currently use, nothing changing. Roll call vote please.
Plath, Jerks, Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes, motion carried unanimous.
And I just got an email from the compensation board, so I did put a folder in your packets called the compensation board recommendation with the minutes and the recommendation. I will forward you his whole email because there's a lot of stuff in there.
Okay. We can take a break after we do Doug, give everyone a chance to review this stuff as well.
Okay.
Since we just got it in our folder.
Morning, happy New Year.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We are up to construction in the right of way. Doug.
No request for construction in the right of way today.
Then just discussion with the engineer and zoning. board.
Our staff continues with nighttime sign inventory, so if somebody would be calling you, I know they were out a couple nights last week and they'll continue, until they completed everything there. Bridge down by George Gunter's, Merriman's have completed 3 pours. They would like to get 1 more pour completed, and that would be another abutment. So hopefully they'll get that, and then any other work that they would get done this winter would be just time that they would not be using next spring to complete that project. Still have open positions, working on budgets, working on some road vacations, and working on some equipment purchases and trades. That's kind of everything that I have.
You mentioned once the bridge, beams can be approved, you cantilevered out on the edges of the pilings. Is that George's bridge?
Yeah, they made an error on their piling spacing, so piling were a little bit narrower than what it was designed. So they had to have a consultant redesign the cap. They actually included a little bit more top steel to get that cantilever out.
So they made it happen.
They did, yeah, they did get that taken care of.
Thank you.
Sure.
Do we get a lot of gravel roads bladed with the rain we got recently?
Everyone was out working on gravel roads, last week. I'm sure that they are hard this morning. And
Yeah.
the way the forecast is, it'll probably be, that way.
Mm. Any other questions or comments for Doug? Thank
Okay,
you.
very good.
Thanks,
Thank
Doug.
you.
Well, since we just got the stuff for the compensation board, we'll take a 15-minute break here and come back at 9:15. That works, so. If you guys
Yeah,
want,
that's fine.
we'll be back in a few, but I'm gonna go through all this stuff.
Sun's bright.
Happy New Year.
How you doing?
Hey, Jackson.
What's crippled up?
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. These are always. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny over here. Last week, I was asking, oh, really? Oh, no. Oh, very good. Yeah, no, we pulled it down. Yeah, she said she saw it.
Morning, Tom.
Morning.
Morning.
You have a good Christmas
You bet.
and New Year?
Yes. Yeah? Yeah, I got an electric earth auger,
Ooh,
so I
There you go.
dig holes. You never know when you need a,
Put in a fence or,
with the way the girls, they like to plant stuff, so.
oh, yeah,
They talk about planting trees, so that might come in handy.
yeah.
How was your Christmas?
Busy,
Oh.
busy. With the weekend, the way that it fell, we had Christmas after Christmas after Christmas, and
Oh,
we got her daughter at home that's only, what is she, 7 weeks now?
oh, really? Congratulations.
So that made it pretty interesting this
Yes.
year.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
It was fun though, it was good.
yeah. Yeah, it's nice to be with family.
It is, it is.
Well, the nice weather keeps on coming.
Yeah, they're talking about a big storm though in
Oh,
a week
really?
or so.
Oh,
I don't know, I was there hearing 10, 12 inches of snow,
yeah,
but of course a week out, they don't know.
right, yeah, things, things change.
Yeah,
Although we could use, it wouldn't hurt to get some snow.
oh, I know, I always love snow for at least Christmas.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and just to get some moisture.
I know, and that rain was nice, I mean,
Yeah,
but, yeah, it would be good to get a little snow
yeah.
but see what happens.
So we could say that we did have winter.
Right, otherwise we can't be walking around bragging to people down south.
Right,
We had
yeah.
such a bad winter, yeah.
I remember, this is how many years ago, we had a nice winter. And like I told people that were going south, I said, don't tell people. I said, otherwise everybody's gonna be coming up here.
Yeah. Keeps the riffraff out.
Yes, yeah, we hope. How have you been?
Oh, I've been exhausted.
Oh, really?
There's too many Ben scooters and too many Christmases.
Oh.
No, it's all good.
Yeah. Well, that's good. What are you, what program are you on for your weight loss?
Oh, I had, it's the knee surgery thing, but I want to keep losing weight, so I did the Weight Watcher. I haven't lost a lot of weight too.
Well, I did, but I went from 250 down to 215, but now I'm back to 230. Oh.
So what do you,
Well, I used
What
Golo,
app?
I used Golo
oh, okay.
to get down there originally, but that kind of quit working, so I didn't buy it again.
Well, a really, really good app, it's free, it's called Lose It. Have you ever heard of that? Or
Oh,
My Fitness Pal, those are free,
Oh.
and you track they're really good.
I'm gonna try Kelly Clarkson's Ellie's and see.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't wanna go back, it's 2 new knees this year, and,
Oh, yeah.
take the weight off,
I know. Yeah.
helps the replacements.
Yeah, that's like, I'm trying.
Plus
hard.
walking
Yeah.
more.
I'd like to get down to 200 if I could. Yeah.
Just
You try.
your doctor, or just for,
Well, my own, just for my.
Yeah.
Right.
feel better?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
When I was
I know.
215, I felt great.
Well, Jack, and then I look at pictures of myself, and I realize,
Right?
I'm at my very highest, which I won't say what it was, but,
Yeah.
it just, looking
Yeah,
back.
me too, pictures of me too when I was 250.
Well, the knee surgery helped me not eat, because I felt so icky, I just threw up a lot, so hey, this is a, oh, we're not, are we?
Oh, probably.
But yeah.
That wasn't on the agenda. No. Agenda? It's still recording. Yeah. I got to hear what you say.
It's not great. I didn't say anything.
Yeah,
So
we
anyway,
really didn't tell
we're just gonna not.
tell any stories. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. See that hot mic, you know?
My husband's gonna say, why did you not?
It's just another one of those hot mic moments.
You still got one now? Husbands?
Yes.
Yeah. For better or for worse.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
so, no, but good to get back in the routine of things.
Oh, how long were you off?
Oh, for that, it's 6 weeks per one.
Oh,
And then that depends on how you're doing when you come back.
Right,
Like,
sure.
I did really well, he said, so. It's
You
chomping to get back.
yeah, good range.
Yeah,
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 yeah, but boy, people,
it's a journey.
yeah,
You did both of them. Same time.
yeah. Oh, now cousin Don, he's still, well, sometimes they still bother him, all of that.
Well, the thing is, you have to move, and I
Yeah.
was walking,
Yeah.
but it was one that trying not to walk, and
Oh,
so Dr. House says it's a mechanism. It's
Oh.
always gotta be
keep it limber.
at least once a day,
Keep
and
it
if you
moving.
don't.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he must be able to kneel in church and stuff. Yeah, well, and then we were doing some cabinets up in Bancroft, and, you know, you getting down, we're, you know, on the floor.
You can, you're supposed to do that twice a day, because that's the
Oh.
nerves that go
Oh.
across, it does,
You can get up.
uh-huh.
It's just my wife did.
It tingles,
Oh,
it's just,
really?
he said that's the nerves that need to be retrained.
Oh,
But when you
oh,
kneel, it's like,
right,
it makes
yeah.
it feel,
Oh,
the
really?
nerves are
Oh,
right there,
oh.
it's just a learning experience.
Well, they move a lot of stuff, I suppose, when they,
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
do they
really?
ever?
yeah,
But it's funny, when I had that brain aneurysm, I was paralyzed for, what, 14 days?
really,
Yeah, the right side.
right?
Yeah, it done.
Uh,
And
That would be horrible.
I held it, I'm walking.
Oh, really, when,
Relearning how to?
Yeah.
oh,
You know,
from just not laying there,
just laying there.
yeah,
Well, I woke up,
right,
you got diapers on and hoses and.
yeah,
Yeah,
right,
you know,
sure,
you don't know what happened.
right? And, oh, you didn't know? what
Right,
happened?
this was planned, you kind of had a book on what
Right.
you wanted to expect.
Yeah,
Send you home with a book, you know?
yeah, oh, yes,
But yeah,
never.
I think
never
I joined the
going
Y,
to
so I wanna
school.
go to the Y.
Yeah,
The scariest word I ever heard was, we're gonna make a reservation, we got a care center.
Oh.
Shit.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Nope, no, you're not.
We run into that at the hospice, like the one guy, he was at home, he fell, so then he was out at the hospital, and then they said, well, we'll probably have to get you to the care center. Well, he was kind of like, oh, well, he died out at the hospital.
Yeah,
Because
that
he
would be,
did not want to go.
Who would wanna go?
Yeah.
my dad was in one day, he went his way, he did not live, I mean, he was sick, but.
Right.
But then we had to go nursing home and then he went to hospice for a bit, that was that.
Yeah.
In his mind, I'm sure he said, yeah, no, not doing this.
Yeah.
He went fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but no,
we're all pretty fortunate. Oh,
yeah,
yeah. When you see the pictures from all over the world.
we are very fortunate. Like someone said, all I want is
This was
my
been
house, a
done
roof over my head, and
this
some food on
morning.
my table, and that's all
I
I
was just
want.
looking,
Yeah,
That's really all I want.
I'll read that paragraph.
People get so.
Yeah.
Can have a motion to
Yeah.
reconsider
But yeah.
use the proper way to go about that.
It's interesting.
It is.
Cause I've wondered that a couple other times, you know, when you
Satisfied with what you have.
Oh,
just kinda go through something like, oh, wait a
I
minute.
mean, somebody sent out a deal, and it was about, your
It's not.
life,
Mhm.
possessions.
Yeah,
Wow.
And they kind of said, well, people will remember you for a while, and maybe later, but like, will your grandkids remember you? And, and all this stuff is pile up.
yeah,
Somebody else can live in your house, somebody else can.
But, I mean,
yeah.
Vehicle.
I was just curious as to what the proper way to go about that was,
no, that's.
rather than read through
Oh,
this,
yeah,
like.
oh, you bet.
Yeah, I
Always in German.
don't know if I've ever gotten a little answer like that.
Sounds like.
Really? Did you?
Don, back.
Oh, you did?
Oh,
Okay.
That doesn't surprise me.
He had all these.
Oh, bad job.
He's like, I'm not gonna use these again, why don't you just take them?
Yeah,
Okay.
see, there were guys, when I went with Don Birdie and Gerald.
Roger,
Birdie, when they went.
are you ready?
I go there once in a while. I won't pick up.
Well, you should go farmer up there, up there.
Okay, we are back in session here, a couple minutes late, that's okay. Next item up is the discussion decision compensation board recommendation. Tom, you gonna give us a brief overview quick?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Appreciate the time. Here, I was thinking I'd get to sit here and listen for a while.
Most of us were here already for
But
the
I
hearing
mean,
the
I
original.
need to listen to all the things that you guys have to do today.
Shoulda came earlier.
I know. Mary Pat said, what are they gonna do? I said, they have a lot to do.
Yeah,
But probably the highlights, well, probably the biggest thing, and that was the change in taxable property valuations this year. Went up $101 million, or 6.3% this year. Population went down 54, so that wasn't a big deal. Page 11, the health insurance. Again, you guys are doing a really good job with the health insurance being self-funded compared to the other counties around. And now this year, usually I always try to add up how many different, get up to 99 different policies, but so many of them have multiple policies now for different deals. So like there's 160 different policies for the different counties. They range, like the single people range from $442 to $1,335 per policy. Kossuth County's at $765. Family policies, they range from $1,107 up to $2,891. And Kossuth County is at $1,885. So you guys have done a really good job over the years to make that, make that work, because there's there's only, let's see, self-funded, somewhere around here, I've got how many self-funded. But there have been some counties that have tried it and it doesn't work because of, you know, you have to build up that reserve and everything, so. Then getting on to page 20, our comparisons. Supervisors compared to towns that are similar in counties like Storm Lake, Carroll, Iowa, Cherokee, Spencer, Charles City, Webster City. The supervisors were 7.4% above the average there. Auditor, attorney, recorder, they're all 3 or 4%. Even the sheriff, well, he was about 4% above the average. Neighboring counties, there again, it depends on different things. Supervisors were 7.6% above. The auditor was 6% above, which is the highest of anybody. The sheriff was 1.6%. The next one is, a lot of times we've compared to the property valuation, thinking that's a good thing to compare to. And this year we went up the one step from that. So comparing supervisors were 5.7% above the average there. The attorney, auditor, recorder, treasurer, they were all around 1.5% to 2% below that average. And the sheriff was actually 5.7% below that average. So, and then the kind of the deal with the sheriff, it actually was kind of a good deal the way it worked out, pulling out the sheriff separate, because starting in 2021, back to blue, when the Iowa Code said, in setting the salary of the county sheriff, the county compensation board shall set the sheriff's salary so that it's comparable to the salaries paid to professional law enforcement administrators and command officers of the state patrol, the Division of Criminal Investigation of the Department of Safety, Public Safety, and the city police chiefs employed by cities of similar population to the population of the county. So there again, and for any of you that were here, even though it's in black and white, there's a lot of different ways to look at it, so, which makes it interesting. But so our recommendations on page 22, we recommend 3.2% for the supervisors, 6% for the attorney, auditor, recorder, and the treasurer, and 15% for the sheriff. So, any questions or?
Yep, thanks.
Back to insurance, there's no, a lot of them are deductible, we don't have a deductible, and that should come into the factor.
Oh, yeah.
We have a $500 deductible
Yeah, but
first
a
thing.
lot of them are a lot higher than that.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I don't think they show that on.
They don't show that on
the ISAC website, yeah. So, yeah, it's quite a benefit. It's really.
I think we're one of, what, 4 or 5 counties in the state that still have
Is that what's
100% paid health insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very many.
That's another thing that should come into how you factor.
Well, supposedly there's 12 that pay 100% for the family.
Okay.
And those conditions haven't changed. That's been there for years.
Yeah.
Been
57
consistent.
pay 100% for individuals.
Sure.
So for today, the compensation board recommendation is, as Tom already read, this motion is for budget purposes only, and final action of the recommendation will be made at the Kossuth County budget hearing for FY 24-25. So, just so everyone's aware here, is there any motions or discussion on this topic?
Or questions?
Or questions, yeah.
Again, the rules have changed, supervisors can deal on theirs separately from all the other elected officials. Correct, yeah.
If I
The
understand it
rules
correctly,
the rules are the same, it's
you-
always been that way.
you can, if you, you can set them differently as long as it's a lesser number and not,
No.
is that correct?
You have to we do have to reduce
Reduce it
everybody
evenly is what I
except the
mean.
supervisors by
The same
Same
percentage.
same percent.
Same percentage,
Yes.
right,
Yeah.
right. But I'm saying if,
Right.
like last year, did 25% for other elected officials and 50% for the supervisors.
Yes,
But you couldn't do
You couldn't do the opposite.
the opposite of that.
Right.
No.
That would be a no-no.
Right.
Right, so, but just so I understand all that,
Yeah.
right, yeah,
we kinda set the top limit and then you decide,
going down from
yeah,
there.
if that's agreeable, if that's fair, or
Yep.
if it, you know, and there again, you guys have, this is just one little part of the whole big budget process, so.
Right,
All right,
and the sheriff has to be equal as well with the other elected officials,
This year we
Percentage
have
wise.
The
another
percent-
wrinkle. We have
percentage-wise.
a Ceiling on what we can do with our budget that we've never had before.
yes,
right,
So
Yep.
it's
yeah,
gonna make it a little bit tougher until we actually get into all of the budget to know what we can really even do.
which is why until, I mean, it's still,
It's not final until the budget.
if that was a necessary change that needed to be made to make any changes that can be done at the public, or at the public hearing for the budget.
Right.
And, well, you guys can decide during budget workshop.
Budget workshop, so sure,
And
sure,
then-
yeah.
when is that gonna be?
Right,
That we're starting.
We haven't
Oh.
scheduled public
The
hearing,
public
that'll be
hearing.
a long ways
Okay.
out.
It'll be in the springtime.
March,
Or
April.
March.
It's gotta be
we-
certified by,
we have to have it done in February, cause we have to send mailings out in March now.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I knew it had to be done by
Okay.
March.
All right, yeah, I can stop back then if there's any questions, so. All right, thank you so much.
Well,
Well,
we're not done yet.
Oh.
This
We can
is
still-
open for a motion for direction here,
Okay.
for budgeting purposes.
set kind of a direction we're thinking and
Mhm.
then we can always reevaluate if necessary. Yeah.
Anyone have any thoughts they wanna put into a motion? I guess if not, I would make a motion for 50% reduction to everything. Is there a second to that?
That'd be setting the sheriff at 7.5, other elected officials at 3 and supervisors at 1.6, is that correct?
Correct, that'd be 50% on everything.
Okay. I'd second that motion.
Okay. We have a motion and a second, is there any discussion, any further thoughts from anyone?
I go back to, I'm gonna make up my mind when we do the whole budget, because I
Well, this is
really
just a
need a
general
little more
direction.
guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, this is just a general direction, we can always
Right.
change it later.
Call for question.
Okay. Roll call vote please.
Plath,
Pass.
Jerks,
I'm gonna pass too.
Wactor,
I'm gonna say no.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker,
Yes,
Plath.
For a starting point, I'll say yes.
Jerks.
Yes.
Thanks
okay,
for coming in,
motion
Tom.
carried 4-1,
Yep,
thank you. Alright. Next up is the priority list for natural conservation or wildlife areas.
What does this accomplish for,
It's part of the Code of Iowa.
okay,
And it says that you have to establish a list for natural conservation or wildlife areas to be allowed for property tax exempt status, of which is not to exceed 1% of total agricultural land in the county or 3,000 acres.
thanks, Dave.
And the list includes open prairies, river and stream banks, forest covers, river and streams, and recreational lakes.
Okay,
It's kinda standard
Sure.
business.
okay.
Any further questions or motion? Motion by Roger to approve. I'll second. Any discussion or further questions? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Motion carried unanimous. Elected official and employee appointments here next. So, first up is Donna Nielsen for non-discrimination coordination. There be motion to that effect?
Do we need to make all these as separate motions or?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, they have to
Okay.
be
They're all
separate.
separate.
Okay. I just didn't see it listed
Roger
as such on
made
here.
motion. Do we have a second to the motion?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Can we just do these to speed it up, can we just do a general yea or nay, please?
I call for a roll call.
Okay.
Probably.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Motion carried unanimous. Next up is Emergency Management Coordinator, Carissa Mueller. There be any motion to that effect?
I'll make a motion to appoint her as emergency management coordinator.
Carter?
I'll second.
Josh, seconds, okay. Thanks. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Motion carried unanimous. EMS Administrator for Phil. I'd make a motion to approve. There'd be a second.
I'll second.
Thanks. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath, Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Employee for on-site evaluations for the master matrix, Aaron Montag. Any motion to that effect? Roger made a motion to appoint Aaron, I'll second. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath, Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Weed Commissioner is next, also Aaron.
So, Roger.
Roger
I'll
motion, Carter seconds. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Environmental Health Specialist, also Aaron.
So moved.
Carter makes motion, I'll second. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Veterans Affairs, Daniel Green.
I'll make a motion.
Got a motion on the floor, I'll second. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath, Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Second, Safety Director for Secondary Road, Nick Rothler. Motion, I'll second.
Who was Jerks?
Roger, yep. Jarks and Stecker. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath, Jerks, Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Kossuth County Engineer, Doug Miller. Entertain motion. Roger? Do you have a second?
Second. Or, it's somebody else.
Jack, are you waving? Jack,
Jack,
seconded. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Motion carried unanimous. Engineer, landfill and transfer station, Doug, also.
Yeah.
Roger,
Second.
Josh. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Zoning administrator, so Doug. Motion to that effect?
So moved.
Motion by Josh, do we have a second? I'll second. Any discussion?
Just so we, I know we discussed a while back that once the pipeline stuff is wrapped up, we need to really be looking at a new zoning administrator. Doug wasn't wanting to be doing that long-term. It wasn't a design to be doing long-term, so I'm sure he'd appreciate if we move forward with that, but just wanted to throw that out there as we will.
Okay, good discussion. Any other thoughts or comments?
Planning on that, do you think you could ask Luke if he'd be interested?
I could ask him.
Could ask
I've
any-
asked him.
Anyone could ask anyone,
Yeah.
that's not a
That'd be kind of.
discussion for today, but
Yep, we can ask anyone. I've asked a couple people and.
food for thought for a later day, but that's good. Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes, motion carried unanimous. Manager of the landfill and transfer stations, Blake Stevens. Any
I'll move to approve.
motion by Jarks, I'll second. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Forest and fruit tree reserve exemption, county assessor and or county conservation staff.
So moved.
Motion by Nath,
Second.
second by Wactor. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Did anyone have any thoughts for NIACOG? The revolving loan fund committee, I did get Jeff, Tyson. I can,
Bancroft.
from Bancroft, I can get you his name and stuff and contact info for that. And I did have others lined up for this, city one too, and then found out this weekend that their city meetings are the same exact time every month, same date, same hour, so that will not work, so. Did anyone come up with any other options or ideas?
I asked a couple different people, but they both weren't interested, and I didn't take it further than that.
Okay. Well then, I think we'll have to table that for today, table that to next week, and hopefully everyone can get some research done this next week, so I would make motion to table
It's the second Monday of the month, isn't it, the meeting? I'm thinking,
I-
or
I wanna say it was.
Oh, for Marine's spot,
maybe I guess. I got-
second Monday at 7 p.m.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep,
in January, March, May,
It's in the
September.
packet.
yep, so,
Oh, okay.
Scroll.
and that's for the
Oh, right,
economic
right.
development
Okay.
representative. So I would make motion to table that and then appoint Jeff Tyson as the revolving loan committee.
And Harley Cole House as city.
Yep,
Sure.
city
Okay.
bosses,
Okay.
city. Yep.
Okay.
Would there be second to that motion?
Second.
Nath, thank you. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Okay, keep that in the back of your minds for next week. Board of Health is next. Jack, do you have anything to say, or?
I'll stay on. If you, jump, take that.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll move to keep Jack Plath on,
Jack.
or and
Dixie
Dixie Meyer and Rachel Van Tiger, Dr. Rachel Van Tiger on the Board of Health.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Just for discussion, Jack, do you know if there's if the Board of Health is working on anything for the opioid stuff, or?
No.
Okay,
No, that's all done, that's mostly with the state and federal government.
so we got settlement dollars we'll need to find a way to spend
I
sometime.
haven't been told that we're getting anything with that.
I don't, do you remember what the dollar figure is that I asked you that one time?
Oh geez, no,
If I can find it, we got Tens of thousands, I know that.
It's quite a bit. I can look here quick.
We'll see who finds it first.
Okay.
68,433 and 35
I
cents.
hadn't even got into solutions yet.
And that's what we've gotten so far. I believe there's more to come, so I think that needs to be addressed, cause we've had a couple years that's been on the back burner, so.
I'll ask him at the next meeting.
Okay. Any further discussion on the Board of Health? Roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Motion carried unanimous. Board Supervisor Committee appointments. So this morning we had a request in regard to the North Central Regional Response Commission delegate.
If I remember right, are those meetings back to back?
Yeah, it should be, Josh, because at meetings, they're all back to back.
Well,
No, the North Central Regional, that's in Mason City,
Right.
correct?
Yeah,
And that is back to back with that, NICOG
no, with transportation policy,
with the transportation.
yeah. But sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't.
so you are on the
Okay.
transportation
I'm
policy
on
board,
transportation.
so you do have them back to back.
So we've missed both of those, probably.
What's that?
I know the transportation one didn't meet very often. I think
With
Donnie,
North
I think
Central
Donnie was,
Regional Response Commission delegates under Carissa.
website.
Regional
They just kind
response.
of go together.
That's,
So you're on the regional response and the transportation policy board,
Yeah,
and that's the two that go together.
so it makes sense whoever's on.
Well, you're the alternate,
the
Carter,
alternate.
so how about you take over those two?
Well,
Or,
if
do you
if
want,
Roger doesn't wanna,
what's up
or,
to you guys?
or Josh, do you wanna do that since you're on emergency management?
When are those meetings?
Which one? The emergency
better.
response is the second Wednesday at
Yeah.
1.
Next week. They're always on. Sometimes it's first Monday, sometimes it's the second Wednesday.
okay,
NICOG's always Monday. And the transportation part is the bus part, and then we got the transportation part for Region 2, which is the region we're in, that's on Wednesday.
I'm honestly pretty happy with the committee appointments that I'm on.
Okay. Josh, would you be willing to take the Regional Response Commission delegate and Transportation Policy Board delegate if they're together? Just as additional,
They have nothing to do with each other.
but if
Just
they
that
meet,
the
if
same
they meet
day.
at the same time, then,
And sometimes they meet at the same time, so it doesn't
Oh.
really work. You have to go out of one meeting to get into the other meeting.
Okay,
I think we owe it to constituents to be involved in that one, so.
When is that one again? North Central Regional Response
It's on Wednesday usually.
Second
Wednesday.
Wednesday at 1, it says.
at 1.
You can do it on the internet.
there's a Zoom option for that one.
There is?
Yeah,
Okay. Let's say, cause it's gonna get pretty tricky to get over there.
you can Zoom it. The only reason I say that is that Chris is involved with both of them and they work together.
Sure.
Oh, and you're on emergency management, that's what you're
And
saying.
he's on emergency management and,
I see the connection there, okay.
because there's no connection with Department of Transportation and
NICOG,
I mean, since workforce development is off, I could do that, but if it ties with emergency management, then.
Yeah,
it
if
it
I'm
really
able
belongs
to,
with Josh.
if I'm able to remote into those meetings, yeah, I'll be okay to do that.
And I could be alternate as a backup if you're
Sure.
busy and stuff, Carter. I could be alternate, but then probably should be alternate on Emergency Management Commission too, so. I could do that and then we'd have a couple options there if you're busy, Josh.
Okay.
Okay, so.
And then you can scratch the kept advisory board, there is no advisory board anymore.
Oh, take that one off the list.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
It's been 2 years and we haven't had a meeting, so.
okay.
okay, so transportation,
So the
Josh,
transportation,
I will be the alternate.
oh, I thought that
Um,
was the central regional response.
Well.
There's
and-
two different that we're
There's,
talking about.
there's both. Cause they both meet over at Mason,
Right.
so we were tying those two together,
Okay,
It
so.
doesn't always work, cause once in a while
Did you want me to take one of your alternates since you? Or?
I only
doesn't
have a
matter?
couple
Oh,
right
okay,
now, so it's
okay.
fine.
Okay, so you're being an
Josh, I
alternate
guess
for
I can't take-
transportation?
I can't take either of Josh's alternates.
Transportation and regional response.
So you're alternate for both of those?
Yep, and then emergency management, since those are all tied together. Um, Okay, so we kinda start at the bottom here, so the Nyakog, Roger, and Carter's alternate, we good there? Or anyone wanna change? Okay, Waste Management Association delegate,
It's the best one to be on. One meeting here.
Jack and Josh is the alternate, we good there?
I think in the past, it's always the chairman has been the delegate, I think is what we did.
Okay,
I mean, I'll stay on it.
I think, Roger, weren't you at that one last year? Or you were the alternate? Was it?
No.
Or- No, you're not.
Yeah.
Usually
I
it's
think you were
the
right that it's
chairman,
chair.
usually the-
Okay, cause when I
Okay.
was at the meeting last year, I think you were there. Yeah.
So then, is that chair and then alternate is vice typically, or?
I
do
can't be
You
alternate cause
can't,
I'm the
so
delegate from the city.
You stay
I would
as
say-
alternate,
yeah, it stays alternate.
okay. Economic development, Josh, you're the delegate and I'm the alternate, good there,
For the state, yes.
okay. Board of Health, Jack, we're already done with that. ICAP representative, Jack. EMS is me, I'm good with that, I don't have that many, till alternates now here. Emergency management, talked about, early childhood, Jack, you're good. E911 is Josh with Carter as the alternate, you two good?
Yep.
DCAT, Carter,
Hold on, if you were gonna be the alternate for emergency management, the E911
oh, those meet back to
typically
back.
are back to back, so
Oh,
if you're wanting to.
that's fine, that's fine.
Doesn't matter to
I
me.
think Josh made pretty much all the meetings this last year for
Yeah.
E911.
I'll let Carter keep
I never
alternate on
had
that, if I need to, I can show up if I'm there anyway, but otherwise that's fine. DCAT is Carter,
That's fine. I heard
Uh,
the whole,
Care Connections, Carter with Josh as the alternate.
yeah, no, I enjoy that committee. Yeah.
CIJDC is me with Roger as an alternate, good with that. Boone River Watershed Authority is Roger and Carter.
Yep.
Two, good there,
Yeah, we haven't had enough, we did most of the,
okay, and then
everything before Carter even got on it.
Josh is on the 3rd Judicial District, but that's
We
only,
should change the name of that, cause it's no longer a board of directors, it's an advisory board.
that's true, advisory.
Is it still the 3rd judicial district?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Probably 3rd Judicial District Department of Corrections Advisory Board.
Oh,
Okay, so can I go through just to make sure I have this correct? Advisory Board of the Third Judicial District of Department of Correction, Josh Wachter. Boone Rivershed Water Authority, Roger and Carter. Central Iowa Juvenile Detention, Delegate Kyle, alternate Roger. Care Connections, Carter, alternate Josh. DCAP Board, Carter. E911 Delegate, Josh, alternate Carter. Early Childhood, Jack. Emergency Management, Josh, alternate Kyle. EMS, Kyle. ICAP, Jack. Board of Health, Jack. Economic Development, Josh, alternate Kyle. Waste Management, Kyle, alternate Josh. NICOG Delegate, Roger, alternate Carter. North Central Regional Response, Josh, alternate Kyle. North Iowa Community Action, Carter. Transportation, Josh, alternate Kyle. Workforce Development, Kyle.
The workforce development's done.
It's done, I can cross it off.
Yep, you can take that off the list.
And I crossed off Capped Advisory too.
So transportation policy, you're gonna be the delegate.
Okay, after all that discussion, is there any, motion to approve I would entertain?
I'll move to approve committee appointments for 2024,
The Board of Supervisors,
or for the Board of Supervisors.
okay? I'll second that. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Plath, Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes, motion carried unanimous. Wellness Committee, who wants to,
I could stay on the wellness committee. It's fine,
I'll make a motion.
unless somebody really wants to be on the wellness committee. Fight me for it. Arm wrestling.
you
No.
might not have the best luck there. Okay, Josh, did you make a motion?
I made the motion, yes.
Okay, I'll second. Any discussion? Anyone wanna fight Carter for wellness? A roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Safety Committee, this also is usually the chair. Doesn't matter to me,
It's always been the chair.
I'm good with that if that's the pleasure of the board.
I'll make
I'd
a
entertain a
motion to appoint,
I'd entertain a motion
yeah,
to appoint who?
Kyle.
Okay, is there a second to that?
I'll second
Okay, we have a motion and second on the floor. Any further discussion? Roll call vote,
Plath,
Yes.
Jerks,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Nath,
it. Yes.
Stecker.
yes, motion carried unanimous. Discussion with the auditor. Next.
Okay, we've been busy. Next week so far, I have a discussion, decision Kossuth County dog ordinance.
Okay.
There's been a situation that has been ongoing that led to
Okay.
what will come before us next week.
And then just the regular stuff, I think Roger has something, a 2080 agreement, Roger Fisher, that he's gonna have on too. I don't have the request yet, but he will be sending it to me, and that's all I'm aware of, and that's all I have.
Okay.
Thank you. Jack, for discussion.
No.
Roger?
No.
Josh?
No meeting.
Carter?
I had Care Connections last Tuesday, but it was right after Christmas and all Zoom and about a half-hour meeting, so just to take care of basic business. And then I also, after the meeting last week, I did go over to talk to the city about, we had a discussion in regards to the storage and the emergency management, EMS, the county building over there, old UBC building.
Emergency training complex.
Emergency training complex, there you go. About liability for decorations not having, or not decorations, but the splash pad materials not having an agreement. The city really doesn't have anything to do with that. That's more of an agreement between the contractor and Kossuth County, or hey, he had talked to Carissa. And then I did get a copy of their insurance that Bob Becker has for the items that are stored there. So we do have insurance, and Tammy, you can keep that if you want, just so we have it on file,
you.
but,
That's good. Thanks for going over that.
so. Otherwise, nope, that's all I have.
Okay, does the board have any thoughts on whether we should enter into an agreement with the contractor now that we have liability insurance, or anything to have action, or did anyone look back at the records to see if this was acted on?
I didn't look at the record, Beckers did say that if we needed anything, you know, they'd be happy to sign whatever, but, that they were just told they could go ahead and store stuff there, so.
I'd like to see a formal agreement.
I guess I would too. I know we did one with the city of Algona for Christmas decorations, so I think we probably should have that voted on here in the boardroom.
Wouldn't be a bad idea, it will
It
be,
doesn't have to be real complicated.
will be, or they're planning on constructing, starting this spring, summer,
Okay,
and hoping to have it out of there, at some point this summer.
Yep.
So,
Should we have a deadline of, say, July, that if they don't have it out there by July, we just renew an agreement with them, just so that way we don't have
well,
a-
let's just have some conversations with
Yeah,
them
yeah.
and get something put together, and that agreement could incorporate a timeline, but we can have some conversations to build it appropriately and then act on it, so.
Is that something that we wanna go through Todd on, or is that,
We'd probably have to
Okay.
involve him, yes. I would imagine he would use something
standard,
similar to what he did for the Christmas decorations.
okay,
Changing the entities, maybe add a little bit, but if we've got liability insurance, I think that was the majority of what was covered previously.
who's gonna take charge on that?
Well, if you already contacted with him, we could kinda work on it,
that's fine, if
together
that's
that
what
way
the board
and
wants to do, I can
get
contact
it,
Beckers.
get it brought back to the board.
That's fine.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, no.
Do you have anything else there, Carter?
Nope.
Even though I was under the weather, I still had a electronic meeting for some further discussions with moving veterans forward, which Carter and I had previously talked about. Had a conversation about the land on the south side of the fairgrounds, so we're starting to lay the groundwork of what could potentially happen there. Long ways from finishing, but had a brief conversation about that on Wednesday, so.
Can I have my sticky note back on there? Thank you.
So that's what I had, and then hope everyone had a good Christmas and Happy New Year, and
Who's still on for January 8th? At 11?
January 8th is,
Hearing
what's that?
for a video hearing with the judge on,
I don't know.
Is that for drainage?
March might know about that,
I got wrote down for January 8th at 11 o'clock, we have a dismissal hearing.
It could be, I
Okay.
haven't
We're
heard
not-
We're
anything.
not involved with that.
That's a Sunday,
Carter.
oh no, oh, that's,
Yeah, this
It could be
We're
for
not
that
involved.
new,
Oh, we're not involved.
yeah, you
That
are,
was,
No, it's for.
no,
the
that's for us,
negotiation
you
committee.
got the email.
yeah, you are, that is new.
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, we need to
Well-
change the calendar.
I think this is, I need the letter right here for it.
Yep.
I don't,
For January 8th at 11 o'clock.
I can't
do
see.
you wanna pass that down?
I know, that one's really
It's
hard.
Really tiny.
Hopefully there's another one of these we can bring in.
Yeah, farm credits is a lot easier to read.
January 8th, 11th.
They usually come around with calendars.
Yeah, we got some, so I don't know, we'll see.
We'll have to steal one from somewhere
Yeah.
else, cause we need
Yeah.
something we can read in here.
Yep. Next Monday, 11 o'clock.
So. January 8th at 11.
But isn't that
It's for a dismissal.
but isn't it a video or no?
Yeah,
Zoom hearing
Yeah,
probably.
so it's not
Can we
something,
get Luke to set it up in here?
then we'll have to put it on the agenda.
Well,
Yeah, it's gotta
should be on the
It's gotta
agenda.
be on the agenda for January eighth, because it's gonna be for all, of us. We're all listed.
right.
Yeah,
All
Okay.
the supervisors are listed on that.
I thought usually the attorney represented that, but I definitely can put it on.
usually, but we should be aware of what's going on, and
I was thinking we got.
And I had talked to Marge previously
Okay.
about trying to have Goodwin on the phone or something for a teleconference with the board sometime to update us, cause we have several pending cases. I think it'd be good to have a brief overview on everything here soon.
Okay, I'll put it on.
So maybe that'd be a day we could do it if he does that case, and then maybe immediately following that, we could have a conversation with him.
Just let me know.
And this,
Okay.
I won't be here tomorrow, I'm gonna be at a funeral for Carol's
Okay.
brother who passed away.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's for the
Sorry.
budget workshops. Okay. Everyone else planning on being here tomorrow?
Yes.
8 o'clock?
I believe so, yep. Okay, well, that should conclude my report. Anything else from the board? Any last thoughts, anything, whatever? Otherwise, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Wactor, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Knapp. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Black, Jerks, Wactor,
Yes.
Knapp,
Yes.
Stecker.
Yes. Motion carried unanimous. 10:01.